Hello friends, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let's try to find myself. So I'm in an event today, y'all. And it is Crafter's Choice. I am in the Sacred Treasure House today, which is super exciting. I don't get to see a whole lot in this event. I usually am only on maybe once a month, but I still love to partake in these events. So definitely excited. So let's see. Hopefully they find me. And I should be on. And let's see. Hopefully we can find my, there's my Connie. Hi, my sweet mama. How you doing? I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful evening. It is Tuesday. So super excited to be here. Hello there, Nicholas. Thank you for popping on. I see you're watching. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I really appreciate it. Let me get myself out to all of the good places. So if you could please sprinkle me out, I would greatly appreciate that. I am the last presenter for today's event, so it has been a long day filled with awesome crafters. So if you have not watched, please go back. It is Sacred Treasure House. It is a free event group, and they do events on Mondays and Thursdays throughout the month. And like I said, I try to join them at least once a month. I really do love this group, and the admins are wonderful. So we have Miss Deborah from Sacred Sew, we have Miss Tanya from Timeless Treasures by Tanya, and we have Miss Lisa with Lisa's Craft House. They are the three ladies that make up the Sacred Treasure House. So please definitely follow them and make sure that you are following along with the events as well. Hey there, Miss Carla. How you doing? I see you're on your page. Y'all, please follow Carla's Bayou Creations, formerly known as Carla's Cajun Creations. She had to start a new page, so please give her a follow. And all the good things she needs to get those numbers up so she can join us hopefully soon going live. I know she's been doing some lives, but definitely check her out, please. I would appreciate that. And today we're going to do a little bit of experimentation. It is Crafter's Choice, so it is my ultimate favorite because I get to play. I get to, choose what I'm going to do. And in this case, we are going to experiment. So I want you guys to join along. Good evening, Miss Jody. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for being here. So I have my embossing powder. I have modeling paste, stencil, stamps, paint. So we're going to play. Hello, Miss Ramona. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. So let us get started. Let us. I'm gonna turn you guys down so you can see what I have going on down here. Hopefully, won't give myself too much shade. Okay. So what I'm going to be playing with is what is a slide holder. Okay, so this is usually when we work in a lab, we put the finished slides into these, and this is how we would mail them off to a different lab. Or hello there, Uncle Andrew. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. And so we use these to ship those glass slides that go under the microscope to a different lab or to a specialist doctor that wants to see it or whatever. So I'm very familiar with these. I have used these back when I used to work at the pathology lab. That is what I did for many years. Hello there, Miss Tanya. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that, and thank you for having me. So I saw a crafter the other day play with one of these, and she was inspired by something she saw another crafter do, and so I want to play around. Alright, what is the question? But for those who may not have one of these, okay. Hey there, Miss Sheila, how are you, my sweet friend? I just have some thin, what is this? Like cardstock? No, chipboard. You could use chipboard, some, anything of that matter. So we're going to, alright, I will check it. I will check it, Miss Carla. So, if you don't have these to play with, you can still use another type of medium, which is another type of base, okay? So we could use either or. I do have these. I have the single ones, and I have double ones, which just have 2 slots for 2 slides. Do not worry. This one, they're new. They have not been used. There hasn't been had anything added to them. And even if there was a slide ever used in them, you know, they've already been treated and sterilized and all the good things. So it's not like there's like ooh icky kind of stuff on there. Okay. So we have those 2 options. So we're going to play with both. Now, I have also these little mini hinges, which I'm going to use because I actually want this to look kind of like a mini book, if that makes any sense. So I have these mini hinges. These came off of Amazon. Hello there, Miss Sheila. How are you? I mean, Miss Shelly. I wasn't able to finish to watch your craft. I'm sorry, but I will definitely go back and finish and watch you finish up because that was so cute. Hey there, Miss Doodle. Hi, how are you? It's been a while, my friend. Thank you for popping by. So these little teeny tiny hinges come off of Amazon. Okay, they do come with their little screws. So I'm going to turn this into like a hinged book. So I'm actually going to cut this all the way through. Okay, so I'm going to cut it all the way through. That is the goal here, and I'm just using my craft knife. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let me see how I can do this. Because I am not. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm trying to do something. And I am not seeing. Let me see if I can do this. Because now I'm not seeing any comments at all, which is frustrating. Goodness gracious. Okay. Alright. So, I am going to paint these. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them a base paint. But I am going, before I give them paint, I actually want to go ahead and stencil them. So, I have a stencil. It's a little bit hard to find a stencil, especially with how small these are, to find something that is small, because I do have stencils that are kind of large. So we're gonna try our best. Alright, and I'm gonna be using light modeling paste. Okay, I'm gonna be using light modeling paste. If you've never worked with it before, it's actually very easy to work with. You just need to have one of your palette knives and like I said, a stencil, and we're going to center this, and we're just going to get this all over. Okay. Alright. And then we're going to lift this up. Okay, so now I have all of this here. Scrape off any extra that I may have. Oops. Put that off there. And okay. Alright. See, that's quite easy. Biggest thing now is we're going to want it to let it dry. I'm going to do the same on the plain board, because remember, we are trying to do both options, because not, like I said, not everybody, right? Not everybody has one of these slide holders. But I want you to see that even if you don't, you could still do something similar. If you choose to do something like this, of course, you know. Now, what do you do if you don't have the light modeling paste? So you could use regular modeling paste. It's just going to take longer to dry. Okay. You can also use spackle. So if you go to, I don't know if the Dollar Tree carries it anymore. They used to carry little tubs of spackle, and you can use that. Okay. You can use that spackle, and it will do the exact same thing. Now this is easy. This just wipes off, and it's gonna give you texture, so that when I go to paint this, I'm going to have, hey there, let's be artful. Hello, hello, hello. How are you, my sweet friend? Thank you for popping in. How are you doing today? Hope you have had a wonderful Tuesday. It has been a Sacred Treasure House Tuesday today. So thank you so much to everybody who is here today. I really do appreciate it. I really appreciate you, because I know that I am the caboose. I'm at the end. So, you know, usually by this point, everybody is tired and getting ready to wind down their day. So I really do appreciate everybody who has popped in and come to say hi to me. I really do appreciate that. And see what kind of craziness this girl's got going on today, right? So now I am going to go ahead and wipe this down, okay? Just because I don't want to mess up my stencil. And I'm using a wipe because I can't get up to go and wash it, because just a little bit of water, you rinse it off, or a little bit of soap and water, depending on how long you wait. I did hear, Miss Ramona, I did hear about her being back in the hospital, and I am very saddened about it too. So, working on something to try to help her out. But I am very saddened to hear that she is back in the hospital. So yes, please. If you don't know my friend Deborah from Crafting with the Sassy Chicks 101, please keep her in your prayers. This is the second time she was in the hospital for several weeks with double pneumonia, and now she's back in the hospital with pneumonia again, along with some blood clots in her lungs. So please keep her in your prayers, guys. She's really been battling her health lately. And there's so many of our crafty friends that have been sick, and we've even had losses. So definitely please keep each other in your prayers, please. It's very sad when we hear of those that we've come close to through this community that are suffering in any way. So please, please, please keep them in your prayers. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you, Miss Deborah. I appreciate you so much. So I'm just drying this a little bit. Like I said, lightweight will dry rather quickly. If you use regular or even spackle, I highly suggest to leave it overnight. The longer you can let it set, the better. Because what we want this for is to give us those raised edges, okay? So that when we come and we paint over it now, that it will give us, yes? What? That when we go to paint it, we have those raised edges, and it looks like it's part of the actual project itself, okay? Not that we added it. Alright, so let's go ahead and paint these bases while those dry just a little bit more. And because to these we're going to add embossing powders, and we're going to work with those. If anybody has never worked with that, it is a lot of fun. It is very fun to play with. I love playing with my mediums. So I'm very grateful when we do have the Crafter's Choice, because that's when we get to do all the kinds of different things. So, and you can do projects that are seasonal, projects that maybe you had thought about doing and just hadn't gotten around to. But I like also the events where there's a theme, because then you're challenged. You're challenged many times to have to think of something that fits within the theme, as well as, thinking outside of your normal comfort level. And that is definitely something that Sacred Treasure House will do. They will push you to be out of your comfort zone, because some of the ideas and themes that are come up with for the events are quite interesting and challenging. So definitely, like I said, it's such a pleasure to be in this group. Please check them out and join the free group so that you can check out every Tuesday and Wednesday, and I believe even some Sundays now they're doing events as well. So that is, I think, is just amazing. They're very, very creative ladies, very dedicated. So please go check them out. And there's an awesome group of crafters in this community here. So I am beyond blessed to be part of this group. And they also do private groups, like private workshops. They'll do special events and things. So just a lot going on. I really do highly recommend the group, guys. And I heard today that it's in the works. Evidently, I missed it somewhere in the chats. Yeah, I get so bombarded with chats that many times I will be 100% honest. I will zone out of them and not be paying attention. And then I miss things like the fact that, you know, they're planning a meetup. Like, what? I'm like, oh no, how did I miss that? So yeah. And let me tell you guys, meeting up with crafty friends is amazing. I got a chance to meet up with several. Earlier this year, we were in Chattanooga and got to meet several. So that was a lot of fun. I've met Doodle, and I've met Miss Denise and Lulu previously, even before the meetup, so that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, y'all, it's definitely worth it for sure. Oh, and I think Thursday is a kitchen event. It's picnic. Oh my gosh, it was something because um Miss Kathy couldn't get it straight, and at the end I was like, it's just a party all around. How about that? Because she couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, that's also once a month there's a cooking event, so that's always fun. I've participated in that one. That it is a lot of fun to get into the kitchen and do something different than crafting, you know, and so again, like I said, awesome group. Definitely check them out. um, I highly recommend them. Alright, so I've got it somewhat, you know, painted. Obviously this one's a little thinner for obvious reasons. If you don't want it to warp, you can paint both sides. I'm fine with it because it'll be alright. It'll be okay. I ain't worried about it. Not right now. So we're going to try to dry this up a little bit. And then we are... Hey there, Miss Michelle. How are you, sweet friend? I saw you were on earlier. I caught you for a little bit. I wasn't able to see, like, watch everybody because, especially the ones earlier today. So my bonus kiddo was at his signing day. That was super cool. He's in our career academy here in this for his school system, for his school district, and he is going to be working here. He has a job based off of the training that he's received. So today was his signing day with the company. They're at the school. They had all the kids, and they did the whole ceremony. Was it last week we went for an award that he was given. Tomorrow he's getting another distinction. So definitely very proud of the young man and his accomplishments. He graduates this year, so there's, you know, all of that going on as well. So it's been busy. Very busy. You know, as those who have had your kiddos graduate, you know, this last month or two, you know, is always the craziest. Okay, so this is the lightweight modeling paste, so it does dry quicker. Hey there, Miss Kathy, I was just talking about you. And how are you doing, my friend? I just mentioned you earlier. And so now I'm able, because it's dry, I'm able to actually paint over it. I really liked your stars. You did really great with those. But I understand where you, like, it's hard to embrace the wonky because, you know, there's part of us as a crafter, you know, where we have, I call it crafting OCD, because there's some things that, oh my gosh, yeah, have to be in a certain way and, you know, evenly spaced out, and we also are always looking for perfection, so I completely understand you, my friend. Okay, so now, thank you for sprinkling. I don't know if you guys can see that after I have painted over my modeling paste, you see how it has now become seemingly the same. Okay, so very, very cool. All right. But yeah, it has been, you know, one thing after the other. Very proud of him for sure. That makes 3 of the kids that are on a good path. That just leaves one more. One more to finish up. One more to figure out what it is that she wants to do with life. Because she still has no idea. So we shall see. Yeah, or craft while doing something else. Yup, yeah, because we gotta multitask all the time. We have to multitask. There's no such thing as not doing that, because if not, you know, there's never enough hours in the day, so how are we gonna, you know, complete things otherwise if we're not multitasking? But I completely understand what Miss Kathy was saying, because, you know, my husband does not understand how it is that I can have such a messy craft room, but then be so, you know, essentially anal about certain things being placed in certain areas, and, you know, things needing to look a certain way. And I'm like, yep, that's just, I have come to accept that it is the brain of a crafter. We definitely look at things very, very differently. So, obviously, as we know, anytime we're painting anything that's kind of small, you know, be ready to get your fingers all messy and dirty. And I'm fine with that. I get those hands all the time. So, I don't know if you ladies can tell, and gents who are here, if y'all can see how it is nice and raised, but it looks as if it was part of the original piece. Like, that's how that piece was made, you know? And that is one of the things that I love about using the modeling paste, and then you can paint over it, is because you actually make it look like it was meant to be that way. So think about like a carved piece of wood, okay? And how, you know, when they take a block of wood and you carve a shape into it, and then they come and they paint or stain afterwards, and it's one piece, it's cohesive. And that is what I like about doing this technique with stencils and the modeling paste, is that it gives me that seamless look, like it was, or like I bought the piece this way and I just painted over it, okay? And I think that is very cool. Okay, very cool. I love this. I love this technique. It's super easy to do, lots of fun. Hopefully you guys will try it. Oh, yes, please, you got to try it. Like I said, modeling paste itself can be expensive. There's lots of different brands. I have the Liquitex, that, well, you can't, there's no Joann's anymore. Hobby Lobby may still carry it, I'm not sure. Michael's does. It's not cheap. Well, this one was $11.99. It's not cheap to buy it. It is 8 ounces, and I mean, a little bit goes a long way. Like, that jar is gonna last me, and there's bigger jars, okay? Like I said, I like the lightweight because it dries faster. You can use a cheaper version. I started off with playing around with the caulk because I could get the little tub, you know, of like the paste that they use on the drywall. I don't think that's caulk. It's got a different name to it. And you could get that at the Dollar Tree. And so I started with that because it was cheaper. And that way I could find out if I liked the technique, which obviously I do like the technique. So then I invested in getting the, let's say, higher end, right, pricing for it. So that's going to be up to every person, you know, what you feel comfortable with. I always suggest, you know, either if you can get a small, you know, like a trial sample, you know, do that. And if not, try a cheaper version that works good, and try that. And if it is something that you like, then invest in the more expensive. But like I said, that tub has lasted me a while, so it will last you a good while. And you'll definitely have to show me what you do with it, because I'm intrigued to see what you do with that. Now, depending on the project, you can take advantage of the raised areas. Okay. Hello there, Miss Lindell. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for popping in. I truly appreciate that. For those who do not know, I am in the Sacred Treasure House event group today, and it is Crafter's Choice, so we are playing, which is what I love to do. I love to play with mediums. So if anybody ever asks me what type of a crafter I consider myself, I will tell you that I am a mixed media creator, artist, however you want to look at it. Let me get my backup. I don't really like this one all the time, but sometimes the other one decides to not work on me. Alright, so I'm going to dry this back in right quick. I know this one's quiet, but I feel like it doesn't dry fast enough. But I was like, oh, everybody talks about it, so let me get it. Alright, now, if you do this on paper, okay, which technically this is still paper, but like you can do the light modeling paste, you can do it straight on paper, like on cardstock. So if you're doing a journal, you could do it like up on a corner to give, you know, that element of 3D texture to it. And then if you want to, you, even with this, where I've painted over, you can either dry brush, okay, and get the raised areas to show in a different color, or we can use our, what is it? You could use the, what's that rubbing stuff with, that's like a gold, I forget what it is. But in my case, I want, where are you? In my case, I'm actually going to use my oxide. Okay, so we are going to grab us dauber. Okay, and I'm just going to lightly come over, and now look at the difference. I don't know if you can tell. I'm still trying to figure out the lighting and how it will work best, but if you can tell how just taking, and how now all of a sudden that ink has allowed for there to be this raised area to have more of a, yeah, you can do the rub and buff. Thank you, Ramona. The rub and buff, if you want that sparkly look. Because I'm going grungy, I actually wanted to look more kind of patinaed, so I'm using my oxide. Okay, so much for trying to figure out how the lighting's going to be better, but oh well. But yeah, so because I want this to look old, okay, I am adding my distress oxide. Okay, but again, if you want this to be bright, you can do the rub and buff, because we know the rub and buff has that shiny element to it, right? So depending on the project that you're doing, that would look actually very cool. Okay, like I said, not what I'm looking for. Okay, because I am actually looking for it to look like it's worn, kind of like this is starting to maybe rust a little. Okay. Hey, hello, 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 how you doing, chica? Girl, you've been lost. We need to get together. When we gonna meet? You need to stop working so much. I love you. Y'all, Lanika's one of my besties. She's my ride and die sister. And she works a lot, so I don't get to see her that much anymore. I used to see her a lot. Yes, it needs to be ASAP, because, you know, I love you too, dear. Yeah, we met when our girls were in Girl Scouts, so that tells you it's been a while. It's been a while, because both of our babies are, hers is actually graduating this year. Mine will be graduating next year, so, yeah. You need to. We need to. You need to message me. We got to, because I was able to see Lisa the other day, but man, it's hard to get a hold of you. Aww. Too long. I agree. Too long. It has been way too long since we've hung out. But, you know, she's one of my friends. I have a handful of friends, and I'm going to tell you guys, if you ever have these types of friends, you need to consider yourself highly blessed. That it doesn't matter how long it's been. If you know you can pick up the phone and they will be there for you, you know you've got a good thing. Yep, you're another one, Carla. You're another one, my friend. Yes, when you get those friends, they're keepers. They are keepers, for sure. Alright, I have this really cool stamp, okay? It is called Marble Texture Cube, and it has 3 different sides, Okay? I love you. It has 3 different sides that helps you get that overall effect. Now, I don't want all of it, okay? So I'm just going to pick a side, which I kind of like this side, all right? And I'm going to daub it. This is my embossing, okay, dauber. If you have a pad, you can use an embossing pad. I just happen to have this, which is normally what I keep right here next to my desk. But I do have a full-fledged pad, but this makes it so much easier. Okay, and for those of you who do not know what embossing is when we take, and I'm looking for a sheet of paper that I can use. Embossing is when we take and we stamp an image, put embossing powder on it. Okay, so this is going to help the embossing powder to stick. Okay, it is a very cool stamp, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I'm actually going to use it, and I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to stamp again. Bottom doesn't have as much, but it'll be fine. Okay. Y'all two would get along. I'm just saying. I will say one thing. My friends have a certain I don't know how would you say it, but you have like a certain type of personality, and so y'all would all click. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all would all click. Really cool. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna use Rusty Hinge, but I'm kind of going for, I think I might want more of like a copper color. So let me get a copper color. Look, let me tell you, y'all definitely are a certain way for y'all to love me, because I'm definitely special in my own way. That is for sure. Okay, so you guys can see where the powder stuck to the embossing, essentially glue, if you want to look at it that way. Okay. All right. And I do it on a piece of paper. If you have like a glitter tray, you could do it on a glitter tray, guys. But you know, we're gonna go simple, old school, and not a whole lot of anything else. Okay. It is what it is. I'm not. You literally busted out. Yeah, right? Because to be friends with me, y'all definitely have to be very special people. Because, you know, I'm definitely special myself. Oh! No, you don't have to. Okay, so you need to have your heat tool, right? I don't know how this one's gonna work. I know how the other one works, but like I said, the other one works when it wants to. And this has to heat up. And what it does is now the powders are going to melt, and they are going to become essentially liquefied, and then turn into this really cool aspect of design. Okay. Let me see if my other one will work. Okay, good. My other one's working. Jeez, I'm gonna be here forever with that one. So it's gonna look raised, it's gonna have that glittery aspect to it without coming off. So can you tell the difference right there where it's melting? So you can tell the difference between where it's melted and where it hasn't yet. It's a very cool effect. Again, if you guys have not tried embossing, you need to. You have stamps. This is a whole nother level of using your stamps, guys. Okay? So, whole nother level. Alright? Cool, huh? Yup. So, we've done, okay, a textured paste. We've done embossing. Really cool, huh? Okay. Let's put... Actually, you know what? Let's do some embossing on the back of this side right here. We'll do this side. And the cool thing about having the dauber is that if I wanted to go like straight onto my project, I can. That's one of the cool things of it. Okay. That is one of the cool things of having a dauber versus just an ink pad, is that you get to, you know, add those designs throughout your project. Okay. Alright. So let's bring my handy dandy paper and we'll add some more of this copper one. And again, we'll just shake it off, shake the excess off. With this is it's an embossing dauber. You can find an embossing ink pad, which is what you can use as well. I always have the dauber right here with my little jars. I have the large ink pad mainly with my Tim Holtz glazes, because he has embossing glaze instead of embossing powders. It's worked just a tad bit different, but I can show you guys. So there's different types. So these are your like embossing powders, okay? But there's some that also are glittery. So this looks and feels glittery, but it is, because it's embossed, it's not going anywhere. Okay, so you have glitter options and then you have just your regular options, and I mean they come in all kinds of colors as well. What did I do with my thing? Okay, so we're gonna heat this up. And once it heats up, again, it'll do. And you can do this not just on paper, not just on cardstock. You can do this on multiple surfaces, okay? You can try it on wood. You can try it on a canvas. You know, don't limit yourself to just one thing. That makes sense? So see, now we have this cool design on the back end of my little tray. Okay, so remember I said that I wanted to hinge this. Okay, so we have the little mini hinges. Alright, and then these little mini hinges. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure how to put them on. Okay, I will say that it does come with these little screws. You can get these little mini hinges off of Amazon, okay? Oh, and the whole idea is with this one, what I'm doing is I have these like old images, and I'm actually going to cut one up and I'm going to put it inside of here. So when you open it up, it looks like you're looking at, you know, like a kind of like a spooky type, you know, old anatomy book. Okay. So these little screws are what come with those mini ones. Okay. Now that's okay for, I mean, even here, if you can tell, it's gonna stick out, which that's not gonna be really helpful. Okay. So I'm actually going to adhere it with some glue just to hold it in place. Okay. But then I'm going to come back and I'm going to use a brad. For those who don't know what a brad is, okay, they're a paper fastener, right? This one's a small one, of course, but we've used paper fasteners, right, a lot. They're the ones that you can open up to hold your papers together. Okay, so I'm going to use this, all right, to go through. Okay, so I'm just going to use a little bit of glue on this side, okay, where it's full, to hold it together. Does that make sense to everybody? Hopefully it makes sense. Yes. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing while the glue warms up. You love brads? There you go. You know, so yeah, I use them a lot because of being a paper crafter. So that is the thing that we will actually really be using, okay, in here. Now let me see. I think the best image, honestly, is going to be this one right here of, ooh. Okay, should we do part of the spine, or should we fit, like, it's gonna be like half of the body? What do y'all think? Should we fit just the spine? Okay, and it's not obviously not gonna fit the whole spine, it'll be about half of it. Or should we fit part of, like, the whole, this is muscle and this is skeletal. So which one do y'all think? Should we go with spine or should we go with the muscles? Which one do y'all think would look really cool inside? I'm curious. Half of the body, spine. Okay, I've got 1 and 1. I need some more input. I have spine and half the body. Okay, what else? We have, okay, 2 for the body. Anybody else? Now I got 2. Okay, 3 for the body. Alright, so we're going with the body. We are going for the body. Alright. So, I am going to cut it down just a little bit, because I do want to go a little closer. And these papers are really cool because they already look like they've got coffee stain in them and stuff. Okay. And then I'm going to come in here and, using the best tool that I have my nails. Y'all always wonder, how do I craft? But let me tell you, they are my biggest helpful tool ever. I could not do it without them. And now we're going to cut. Y'all think my nails are long. You should see the nails that my friend Lanika takes. All the all the parts. Tell me about it. We need them, don't we? We need them. Okay. I know I can't cut straight for the life of me. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. Alright, so I know that this already looks aged, but I'm still going to come in and I'm going to age it a little bit more with some more of my oxide. I'm a little bit out of it, so we'll just add some more here. And then you could decorate these however. I mean, the original idea that the crafter had been inspired by, that I got inspired by, was like a mini fairy tale book. So like on the inside was the cover of, let's say, I don't know, Alice in Wonderland. And then in here was like a picture of Alice or of the White Rabbit or something. Right? Okay. So we are going to attach this. Yes, y'all send each other friend requests. Okay, I'm just adding myself some adhesive here so that I can glue this in, and then we're going to glue our hinges and show you guys the final project. Remember, you don't have to necessarily have this. You could do it with just regular cardboard, okay, or whatever else you have. So, see, Lanika, now you're gonna have to plan a trip with me at some point, and we go down to the bayou, go down to Louisiana, so that you can meet Miss Carla if she don't come this way first. That way, y'all get to meet. So remember, I'm just putting a little dab so that I can hold it in its place until I can secure it. Of course it's cold now. Until I can secure it with the actual brad. I just want, this is not even going to be here like fixed or anything. This is literally just to hold it so that you can see what it's going to look like, how it opens and closes.
It happened again.
What? Where is he?
He was eating my food, and Matthew's door was closed.
Okay.
And then I put it back in.
Okay, thank you. I'll deal with that part, because that's, yeah. Okay. We can also meet halfway. There you go. I mean, me and Lanika have been talking about a girls trip anyways for the longest time, so, you know. I'm still waiting for us to do it. We've been talking about it for years. And then, of course, you can decorate the front with whatever else you wanted to. Alright. See that? Obviously, I'm going to straighten that up because that's as wonky as they come. When I put the things on, I'll straighten it up. But that's it. You know, nothing too complicated, but we got to play with different types of mediums, which I think is a lot of fun. And then you can always add this into a journal, which is, so yeah. You can put this on the front of a journal if you want to. If you don't mind having an alligator journal, you can add this inside of a journal. If you do with something that's not as thick as this, and you, let's say, do them with these, this would obviously be a lot smaller, and this would definitely fit a whole lot better and easier into a journal. You have those scissors? Thank you. So yeah, definitely, if you've never tried embossing powder, if you've never tried your modeling paste, you know, get those things out, try them, try some different versions. You know, lots of fun, lots of fun. Okay, most of us have stencils, and then we can get the stuff that we like I said, that you put on the putty that you put on the walls. So that one requires the least amount of investment. Okay, so again, I will be putting the brads through this. Okay, that does take a little bit more time because I normally have to very carefully, so that they don't bend and stuff, get them through there, but I will be doing that. Thank you so much, girl. Yes, we do, we need to do something crafting. I agree. Thank you. Thank you to everybody, honestly, for being here. I really do appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. It was so much fun. And again, if you guys are not following Sacred Treasure House, it is a free event group that I'm in today. I am the last presenter, and I want to thank the admins of the group, Miss Deborah from Sacred Treasure House, along with Miss Lisa and Miss Tanya. So please make sure that you are following them. Thank you so much for being here, and until I see you again, my friends, which will be actually tomorrow. I will see y'all tomorrow. So have a wonderful rest of your night, and I love y'all. And remember to be kind, because kindness is free, and there's not enough of it in this world. And your kindness can make a huge difference in somebody's life. So I love you.